Game number 200, a long journey. How are you feeling and how's the body holding up?
Yeah, look, I'm feeling pretty good, and obviously with the inconsistent form of the team at the moment makes it a little bit disappointing for us. But I suppose to play 200 games is pretty good, I suppose. The times back, on the rookie list and that sort of thing. That 200 games seemed a long way away, but to be able to play at such a good footy club and growing up in Adelaide and being part of that it's been a real privilege.
Respectfully speaking, I mean, you're getting older and so forth, but some blokes can keep up with the game as you get older. How are you finding it? Is it a struggle each year to try and maintain as the game goes up and down?
Oh yeah, I think it's a physical struggle and a mental struggle for everyone, I think. And the game just keeps getting different and keeps evolving really quickly. So you have to constantly try and stay ahead of the game.
Do you think much about how much longer you've got in the game? How many more years?
Oh look, I don't really think too much into it. I mean, I'm just approaching this year, and like every the last sort of few years, it's just pretty well driven by the team's success at the moment, and to get close to it last year and being able to play off in the grand final. That's what's driving me. I think I've played in 3 prelim finals now, so just really keen to for that team's success.
Is there a bit of fuss made of your milestone, or does that make you a bit uncomfortable with that focus?
Oh, not really. No, look, I mean, I don't think. I think it's just important for us. Coming off the weekend we've just had, we need to focus on team footy, and that's what's going to get the job done for us this week. And it's important that we get back on the winners list.
This builder, how much do they get on? There's that record of John Cockey and Gowdy, so recruitment. How much is that doing?
Oh yeah, look, it does a bit, and just to be able to experience and be part of a successful team is what we all play for. And played the first 2 05, 06 was pretty early on in my career, and you expect to just keep improving as a team over the next few years, but that doesn't always happen. You can't afford to waste those opportunities when you're playing finals.
Do you reflect much on it? I wonder what might have been if you'd done something else.
Oh, not really. I suppose it may be something you do at the end of a career and stuff, but we're just keen to keep looking forward, I suppose.
Just on the current journey of playing in defence, how much has the game got tougher and tougher for defenders?
What was the start of that?
As you've played this game, it seems like every year there's a rule that comes along that doesn't help the defenders. Is it a tougher and tougher game for you guys at the back? Yeah, look, it's tough. It's a tough game all the time. Without, I suppose there's the spoiling changes. There's been in the back changes, and always seems to be trying to make sure the forwards take more marks and get more shots on goal. So you do have to just keep evolving as a player and keep looking at ways to improve and stop your opponent. And there's no doubt it's changed, and the types of players I play on as well have changed. I mean, it was weekly I could probably say I was going to be on one person for the whole game, and we wouldn't do too much outside the 50. And now spending a fair bit of time up the ground and rolling over on all sorts of opponents, so it's certainly changed a lot. Why have you been so successful? And 2 of the blokes who we go as the best centre half forwards at our time, Trevor and Brown. Why have you been so good on those 2?
I don't know, man. I suppose I match up pretty well on them physically. I've always enjoyed playing on the best forwards, and it's been had some great opportunities to play in some big showdown games and play on some great players. And Trevor is as good a centre half forward as there is in the modern era, I suppose, and same with Brown. I sort of really get myself up for it and take a lot of pride in my performance against these guys.
Which duels did you like the most, or still like the most?
Yeah, look, I think the ones Trevor, Brown, Barry Hall. I suppose the showdown ones are always good. A big crowd, and there's a fair bit at stake, so just really enjoyed playing on those guys.
Sam said last week that he was one of the players this year that you might even manage through the season, not play every game. Your form's making it hard for him. How are you feeling about all that? Do you feel like you can get up for everything?
Yeah, look, at the moment I'm feeling good and really enjoying playing and the preparation that goes into each week and I suppose the build up and the wind up. I spoke with Sando about that late last year about that and whether that plays out. I suppose we'll just play that by ear a bit about how things are going.
Yeah, you would have figured what 16 games.
Nah.
And you'd have to limit it to accumulate not hear what people say about you. How do you reckon at times when your own fans criticise you saying it's slow? How's that rattled on?
Yeah, look, I don't know. I just sort of know what I'm capable of doing, and some things there's not much you can do much about. So just look to way around. I suppose it's like evolving as a defender. Keep trying to look at ways to nullify your opponent and get the job done.
What about the criticism aspect of it? Do you think that's been unfair?
I don't really read too much into it, and we've got enough people that I trust within the footy club and outside the footy club to know where I'm at and how I'm going.
Is that a key to longevity, knowing your weaknesses and playing your strengths?
Oh, absolutely, mate. That's something I think every player in the competition would go during the week, would start looking at opposition, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and try and maximise what you do as an individual against them.
How much is a defence role on midfield? Is that the big issue this year for you guys?
Yeah, look, I think last year our midfield was really dominant in a lot of the key areas which are important for winning games of footy, and I suppose when you do that, you've got high standards, and you want to be able to reproduce them week in, week out, and I think the weekend's a good example of how those key statistics were. Carlton got the better of us clearly. We can't have 60 plus. We can't be conceding 60 plus inside 50s. You don't win too many games with those sort of numbers. So the pressure off the ground, the way the ball's coming in, it's a real team defence.
You've been pretty settled as a defence so far this year. On the weekend we saw you had to break up, obviously to cover for seconds. You're a bit worried that your unit might have to break up going forward now with him out for at least a month. Oh yeah, look,
we'll be able to cope with that. I mean, we've got some really inexperienced players down in defence, and but they've been able to stand up, and you can't buy the experience over the last few weeks. We've been involved in some good tussles and some you're playing on the best small forwards in the game on the weekend against Carlton. So the experience with Rory Laird and Brownie was out there for a little bit on the weekend, and you can't buy that sort of stuff, and I think they're holding up pretty well. Whether we have to rejig it going forward, we'll be able to do that.
How are you going to rejig the forward line? How are you going to conjure enough goals with the games in the next little bit?
Yeah, look, it's something we're going to have to do. We've got guys that are, Sean McKernan kicked 5, we've got Lewis Johnson in some reasonable form, but it's not going to be one guy that's going to be able to replace that. It's the way we're moving the ball in the forward line, the way we need more contributors scoring goals, and that's the way we're going to have to approach it. And it'll be however long Tex is out for, it's going to be disappointing and for him, and we're going to have to cover it. And, you can see from the weekend, I suppose, with Carlton, the way they can score heavily without having real dominant key forwards.
Just on that, do you think you need to keep the structure pretty much the same, or at this time of the year, can you just throw that out the window and do a Carlton very, really small?
Oh no, we need to keep our structure, and we've been training. We rely on big guys in the forward line to be able to compete, and we're just going to have to rejig it and find ways to score goals.
What about Ben Rutten out of the goal square?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but you have to wait and see. I had a bit of a stint in the forward line, and you can always get a fair bit of energy when you defend and go forward for 10 or 15 minutes. But I'm keen to be playing in defence. But if I'm required up forward, then I'll go up and go.
Is there a reason why this season is so starkly in contrast to the last one?
Well, it probably is, but we're just finding it a bit hard at the moment to find that consistency.
you know, it's been a common theme throughout the pre-season, and especially the first 5 games of this year, it's been, you know, up one week and down the next, and yeah, that's not the way we want to play our footy, and it's not the way that you know, our fans expect us to play, and it's not the way we expect. So still trying to work out the formula to get that consistency of you know, 22 performers each week.
Sounds simple, but how much do you reckon it might just be the confidence of, you know, Sando comes in, you have a boost, you have a great pre-season, some early games against some of maybe the less strong clubs, and it rolls on from there. This year obviously it's been a different start. Is confidence a major factor here?
Oh yeah, the confidence is the key to you know, how well we do things, I suppose. And yeah, I'm sure there's some guys, individuals, and lacking a bit of confidence, and I suppose as a team that shows a bit. So we need to find ways to get that back through the training track and on match days.
Just on Hawthorn, is obviously such a big part of your forward line and big presence around the team. However long is that? How big of a role is that to the Newton?
Yeah, look, he's an important player for us, for our structure, his own ability, and you know, his leadership stuff over the last couple of years as well has been yeah, really impressive, and he's just grown as a person, as a player, and yeah, he's a pretty dominant figure up there in the forward line. So yeah, he's going to be a big loss, and yeah, but we're just going to have to find a way to replace him. We've got other guys playing well in the SNFL, Josh Jenkins, and whether Sam Jacobs is going to have to play a bit more up there, I'm not sure, but we'll have to find a way to replace him.
Could be a good thing for the side to perhaps look away from one main target and look elsewhere to find jobs.
Yeah, look, you never want to be too reliant on one individual player, so yeah, it'll give an opportunity for others to play well up there, and yeah, that's all guys need sometimes.